So, we meet again. Hey guys, we will get started at the usual time, 2 o'clock, East Coast time. Hi Athavan, how you doing? I'll say hi to people as they come into the room. There's 18 of us so far, but thanks for coming, all of you. It looks like a beautiful Thursday today, and the Tuttles are here. Hey you guys, nice to see you. Ian and Erica, glad to see you all the time. Thanks for coming, everyone. Anton and Reese from Colorado, and Ryan, hi. Noah, California, hi. Jacob and Amelia from Roselle Park, New Jersey. Ethan and Hayden are here, hi. And the Maslowski kids from Fresno, California. Sandy's here. Okay, so is CJ, hi. Allison from Maryland. Okay, and Liz from Goshen, New York. Ashlyn in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Lenny in Park Ridge. The Phillips kids from Alabama. Okay, Grant in Virginia. People from all over the country. Billy C, of course. Zachary and Daniel. Florida. Lisa from Florida is here. And Declan and Ainsley and Madison, Alabama. Noah and Ava, Short Hills, New Jersey. I've been there. Hudson and Cooper, St. Louis. Ben in Pennsylvania. Skyla's here. The Glass Gang, of course. They're always here. Patrick in New York. And we'll get started in 3 minutes. Michaela. Brooklyn's in the house. Okay. Alex from Michigan. The Lozano family, hi. Glad you can make it. Dan in Erie, Pennsylvania. Maddie. Riley's here. Hi. Cooper and Dylan in Ringwood, New Jersey. Alyssa and Kinley are here. We got 155 of us. Still have a few minutes to call your friends, your relatives. Get them over here ASAP. Kira, Nathan from Bartlett, Illinois. Anish from Bedford, Massachusetts. Alana and Jeremy are here. Caitlin in New Jersey is here. Okay, we got still 3 minutes to go. Joshua and Sophia, hi. Evan from Virginia. Fellini, okay. Kyler and Kira in Las Vegas, Nevada. Meredith is here, hi. Sam and Gavin from Long Island. 172. Peter and Ben. Zachary and Daniel, hi. Maddie, Julie, and Josh are here. And AJ and Morgan, of course. Tyler is here. Andrew and Colin from Massachusetts. The Markwood crew. They never miss one. Rutzello, okay. Philip. Nathan in Texas. And we got 2 minutes to go. Billy Bob, hi Billy Bob. Alex and Zach from New Jersey. Paige, okay. Shelby, Hadley, and Brady from Texas are here. Tyler in Long Island. Shane, Plainfield, Illinois. Dylan and Milo are here. And Aria from New Jersey. Tanvi from New Jersey. Plainfield, Shane in Plainfield, Illinois. We got one minute to go. Honey, will you give me a heads up when it's 2:00? 2 o'clock?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Okay, yeah, I know. I know it's 1 minute. Kira is here. Amy is here. Hi. Ethan. I'm getting ready. Take a quick sip. Henry and Petey. Billy Sickles. Lily. Jesse from Oakland, New Jersey. I've been there. Kenneth from Utah, tuning in again. All right, Jackson's here. Okay. Kaylee and Blaine. Laney and Ben. Hi. Shane from Plainfield, Illinois. Didn't I say that already? Laney and Ben. A lot of Bens. Michaela. Sebastian. Ethan. And from Dallas, Texas. 2 o'clock. It's go time, baby. Hi, Dan Gutman here. I'm the guy who writes the My Weird School series and lots of other books for kids too. And let's get right to it with our question of the day, which is from Theo, who lives in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. And Theo asked, what are your favorite kinds of books to read? And me, personally, Theo, I like to read biographies. And in fact, I recently finished a book about Harry Houdini. I think I might have told you this already. And so I have read a ton of books about Houdini. I read like Vicky Cobb's picture book of Houdini, and this book about Houdini, and Kenneth Silverman's big, thick book about Houdini, and The Secret Life of Houdini, and Brian Selznick's, of course, The Houdini Box. He's my hero. He's great. And Houdini on Magic, and Magician and the Spirits. So I've read everything I could get my hands on about Harry Houdini, and that's how I research my books. And reading biographies is my favorite kind of reading to do. Okay, so let's get to our book of the week, which of course you know is Miss Daisy is Still Crazy. And as you know, if you've been following, Mr. Cooper is sick. He's got an ingrown toenail. He was out. So that his substitute was the kid's old teacher, Miss Daisy. And as you know, she had gotten married. She went on maternity leave because she had a baby, Jackie Mackey. And she was gone for a while. And now she's back as a substitute teacher. And she just put Jackie Mackey in daycare for the first time ever. So she's a little bit nervous about all that. And the kids get called down to the nurse's office, Mrs. Cooney, and she gives them a whole lesson about germs. And everybody freaks out about germs, especially Miss Daisy. So let's get to it with chapter 7 and 8 today, and tomorrow we're going to finish this book. All right, here we go. Chapter 7 is titled, as you can see, Germ Warfare. Okay. Gather around your big screen TV, your laptop, your smartphone, whatever it is. Let's get going. Miss Daisy wasn't the only one who ran out of the nurse's office. We all ran out of there. Run for your lives, shouted Neil the Newt Kid. The germs are everywhere. As we were running out of the nurse's office, the lunch bell rang. Bring, bring, bring. The bells in our school sound like the word bring. Nobody knows why. So, we all ran to the vomitorium. It used to be called the cafetorium, but last year some first grader threw up in there, and it's been the vomitorium ever since. Ryan grabbed the last table that was empty. We all opened up our lunch boxes. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Alexia had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Neil had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Emily had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. In case you were wondering, we all had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But nobody picked up their peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm not hungry, I said. Me neither, said Ryan, who will eat anything, even stuff that isn't food. Mrs. Cooney said that germs are everywhere. Germs are crawling all over our sandwiches right now, said Michael, closing his lunchbox. We can't see them, and we can't stop them. The table has germs on it too, said Andrea. Your face has germs on it, I told Andrea. Everybody's face has germs on it, said Emily. Everything has germs on it, said Neil. Everything is gross, I said. I'm never going to eat anything ever again for the rest of my life, said Ryan. Me neither, said Michael. So we all just sat there for 1,100,000 seconds. All the kids at the other tables were eating their lunch. I guess they didn't know about germs. That's when the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. Ryan's foot touched my foot. Ew, I told Ryan. Move your foot. It has germs on it. I don't want your germs. Your elbow almost touched mine, Neil told Alexia. I don't want to touch you, Alexia replied. I'm never going to touch anything again. Nobody wanted to touch anything. I felt gross just sitting there with all those germs crawling all over me. It was the worst day of my life. I wanted to go to Antarctica and live with the penguins. I bet it's so cold there that it kills all the germs. And you'll never believe who walked into the vomitorium at that moment. It was Mrs. Cooney. She came right over to our table and put her hand on my shoulder. Ugh, gross. Her hand was probably covered with germs. Here's Jim's picture of Mrs. Cooney coming over to the table and touching people. She said, those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches look really good. We're not hungry, Michael told Mrs. Cooney. We're afraid of getting germs. That's too bad, Mrs. Cooney replied. Those sandwiches sure look tasty. It would be a shame if they went to waste. You can have my sandwich, said Emily. I don't want it. Sure, Mrs. Cooney said. Then she picked up Emily's sandwich and took a big bite out of it. Ugh, we all shouted. Gross! Now you have germs in your mouth, shouted Alexia. That's true, said Mrs. Cooney after she finished chewing. But you kids ran out of my office so fast, I didn't have the chance to finish what I was saying. What were you going to say? Asked Andrea. I wanted to tell you that most germs won't harm you, said Mrs. Cooney. Some germs are good germs. Good germs, we all asked. Sure, said Mrs. Cooney. There are millions of them. The good germs should have a war with the bad germs, I said, and they should kill them all. It would be a germ war. And here's Jim's picture of the germs dressed up in like army helmets and spears and swords for a germ war. Well, they sort of do that, AJ, said Mrs. Cooney. The good germs help us digest our food, absorb nutrients, and fight disease. In fact, we couldn't live without them. Germs are our friends. Wow. It would be weird to have a germ as your friend. Germs are so small. What would you do together? I don't think I could play video games with a germ. And I don't think germs know how to ride a skateboard or play football. Are there really good germs, Mrs. Cooney? Asked Andrea. Sure, she replied. Go ahead and eat your sandwiches. You'll be fine. Hurry up. Lunch is almost over. After talking with Mrs. Cooney, I felt a lot better. We all wolfed down our sandwiches quickly. I finished mine just before the bell rang. Bring, bring, bring. It was time to go back to class. We all rushed down the hall to tell Miss Daisy the news about the good germs. And that's chapter 7. You guys ready for chapter 8? All right, here we go. Chapter 8 is titled, You Can't Be Too Careful. All right. When we got to our class, the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. Miss Daisy was sitting in Mr. Cooper's chair. Well, that's not the weird part. People sit in chairs all the time. The weird part is what Miss Daisy was wearing. It wasn't her regular clothes. She was wearing a bright yellow baggy suit that covered her whole body. She even had on one of those gas mask things and thick rubber gloves. She looked like some kind of weird astronaut or deep sea diver. And here's a picture of Miss Daisy sitting at her desk. Miss Daisy, what's that you're wearing? Asked Alexia. It's a hazmat suit, she replied. Hazmat suit? I never heard of a hazmat suit. Nobody ever heard of a hazmat suit. I was going to ask Miss Daisy what a hazmat suit was, but little Miss Know-It-All had already looked it up on her smartphone. Hazmat is short for hazardous material, said Andrea. It says here that hazmat suits protect people from chemicals, gases, viruses, and other dangerous airborne particles. I don't want to catch any germs, Miss Daisy told us. But most germs are good germs, Michael explained. That's what Mrs. Cooney told us. I don't care, Miss Daisy said. If I'm wearing a hazmat suit, I won't get Jackie Mackey sick when I get home from school today. Sheesh. And I thought my mother was overprotective. We put our lunch boxes into our cubbies and sat in our seats. Where do you think Miss Daisy got a hazmat suit? Michael whispered to me. From Rent a Hazmat Suit, I explained. You can rent anything. Miss Daisy stood up and shuffled over to the front of the room. It looked like it was hard to walk in the hazmat suit. Okay, it's time we did some learning around here, she said. What do you want to learn? I want to learn about ancient Egypt, said Andrea. Well, I don't know anything about that, replied Miss Daisy. I want to learn about the presidents, said Emily. Well, I don't know anything about that either, replied Miss Daisy. I want to learn about weather, said Alexia. Now that's something I know about, said Miss Daisy excitedly. I couldn't believe it. For the first time in the history of the world, Miss Daisy was actually going to teach us something. She shuffled over to the window, and here's Miss Daisy and the kids going over to the window, looking out the window. If you look outside, you'll see the weather, she told us. It's a sunny day today. It's not raining. It's a little chilly. And that's all you need to know about weather. What? That's it? That's all she was going to teach us about weather? I was watching the Weather Channel once, said Ryan. They said that clouds are tiny drops of water or ice crystals. They're so light that they float in the air. Is that so? Said Miss Daisy. I had no idea. Aren't there different kinds of clouds? Asked Neil. My dad told me that. A cloud is a cloud, said Miss Daisy. That's all I know about clouds. You see one cloud, you've seen them all. Little Miss Perfect, of course, was all over her smartphone. It says here there are 4 main types of clouds, said Andrea. Cirrus, nimbus, stratus, and cumulus. Cumulus clouds are those puffy ones that look like cotton balls, said Alexia. I knew that, said Emily. Me too, said Neil. Wow, I didn't know any of that, said Miss Daisy. You kids are so smart. You've taught me a lot today. I'm so glad I decided to go into the field of education. Miss Daisy truly doesn't know anything about anything. I'll never understand how she got to be a teacher. At that moment, you'll never believe who ran through the door. Nobody. You can't run through a door. Doors are made of wood. But you'll never believe who ran through the doorway. It was Mr. Mackey, and he was wearing a hazmat suit too. And here's a picture of Mr. Mackey running through the door in his hazmat suit. Angel Muffin, yelled Miss Daisy. Sugar Plum, yelled Mr. Mackey. Ugh, disgusting. I'm sure they would have started hugging and kissing each other if they hadn't been wearing hazmat suits. Even though he had a gas mask over his face, we could still tell that Mr. Mackey was upset. His eyes looked all crazy. What's the matter, dear? Shouted Miss Daisy. I just got off the phone with the daycare center, shouted Mr. Mackey. What happened? Shouted Miss Daisy. Did Jackie Mackey fall down? No. Did one of the other kids hit her? No. Jackie Mackey has. We all leaned forward to hear what Jackie Mackey had. Everybody was on pins and needles. Well, not really. We were sitting on chairs. If we were on pins and needles, it would have hurt. But there was electricity in the air. Well, not really. If there was electricity in the air, we all would have been electrocuted. But we really, really, really wanted to know what Jackie Mackey had. I could tell you right now what Jackie Mackey had. But I'm not going to. You have to read the next chapter to find out. So na-na-na-boo-boo on you. All right, that's chapter 8. We're going to save chapter 9 for tomorrow, which is titled this is an emergency. And tomorrow we're going to actually finish this book. And on Monday next week, we're going to start the next book, which is number 4 in the My Weirderest School series. It is titled Mrs. Meyer is on Fire. So you can look forward to that. Okay, so before we go, how about our joke of the day? You guys ready? Here it is. Our joke of the day is from Kathy Corey Cruz. I didn't write down where she's from, but Kathy Corey Cruz asks, what does a pirate pay for earrings? What does a pirate pay for earrings? A buccaneer. Get it? A buccaneer. Okay, you can blame Kathy for that one. All right, you guys, get off the couch. Stop staring at screens. It's time for Josh Salzman and Ryan Cunningham to take us out of here. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. Wait for it.
My weird school, I'm AJ and my school's a mess. My weird school, before a school it's fun, I guess. My weird school, where art is cool, and the teachers are strange as a rule. Where Mrs. Young, Mrs. Walker, Mrs. Daisy is Quincy, Mrs. Cooney is Looney, and the lady is Sadie. And then there's a principal, his name's Mr. Klutz.
And man, oh man, is that man nuts?
My weird school, a million hundred hours long. My weird school, where normal things do not belong. My weird school, where art is cool, and the teachers are strange as a rule. And my weird school, oh yeah, it's my weird school.
All right, see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. We're finishing this book tomorrow. Bye now.